All right, joining us today on Pirate Radio Live, former righty, now in the New York Yankees organization, Josh Grosz joining us. Josh, how you doing, man?
I'm doing pretty good. Just getting ready for a game today. It's kind of raining outside though, so we might not get it in, but it's been pretty good for me so far this year.
Yeah, so catch us up. You are at Hudson Valley, is that right?
Yeah, that's right.
Where exactly is that?
It's in like not upstate New York, but it's like an hour south of Albany and like an hour and a half north of or I guess outside of the city. So it's in a town called Wappingers Falls, New York. It's by like Poughkeepsie and Marist University is probably like 20 minutes away.
Okay. And Josh, you were you were a California guy, right? Coming here to ECU, like you've been places. So does being in different cities during your minor league travels, does that even really bother you, or are you kind of used to being all over at this point?
No, I mean, yeah, I was born in California, but I didn't really grow up there. But no, I'm not really like moving around as a kid a lot. Probably helped a lot with that, like not getting homesick, I guess. But I mean, even in college, like you're on the road a lot, so bouncing around a bunch of different cities isn't super foreign to me.
Josh, I'm sure you heard about it, like going into pro baseball and minor league baseball, just the lifestyle itself. Was there anything that kind of surprised you, smacked you in the face there, or have you been able to handle that portion of it pretty good? Just the travel, the meals, just everything that goes with it.
No, it's actually been a lot better than what I expected. I think the minor league system has changed a lot since the stories that I heard growing up as a kid, what it's like. Even guys that I know that played at ECU, like Turner Brown, a lot of those guys I've talked to about what their minor league experience was like compared to what it is now, kind of post COVID.
Okay.
It's a lot better. So it's not as luxurious as the college travel schedule, I guess, with charter flights and that kind of food that you get fed. But I mean, we get fed pretty well, and we travel nice, and they take care of us. So there's not a whole lot to complain about. I mean, when we go on the road, the new layout, I guess, new as of probably 5 years, is you play a 6-game series, so you're in the same city on the road from Tuesday through Sunday. So it's nice being in the same bed for a week, and you kind of get used to bouncing around. But like the travel is much better now than it was probably 7 years ago, 10 years ago.
And Josh, part of that too, love them or hate them, but the Yankees organization is looked at as one of the best, and I choose to hate them because they beat this jealousy. They beat the Braves a couple times in the '90s, but that's got to be a pretty good organization to play for, I would imagine.
Yeah, they take care of their players for sure. I mean, they top down from. I mean, I know the big leagues get taken care of pretty well, but as a minor league guy in the organization, the player development is second to none. I mean, I feel like the pitcher I was in college and the pitcher I am now are two different people in a short amount of time. But they definitely invest in their development, and they find the right guys, they find the right coaches to work with their guys, and they're definitely the head of the train in a lot of aspects across baseball and development and in science and in kind of just pioneering the next wave of baseball.
Yeah, the torpedo bat's something that I don't know if the Yankees made that famous, but it was certainly new to us anyway, as far as innovations go.
Yeah, I know a lot of our guys were using those last year, and they kind of made the news this year. But
yeah,
the guy that kind of the brainchild behind that used to be a guy in our organization, a super smart guy, and then he left and he's with the Marlins now, but that was his kind of his invention. But yeah, a lot of our guys, I mean, our whole team uses them now, but a lot of our guys last year used them.
Yeah. Josh Grosz joining us today on Pirate Radio Live. Josh, how about as far as the pitcher you are now compared to what you were at East Carolina? How much have you added to your repertoire? Any new pitches? Is it just fine-tuning what you did here? How, if somebody saw you throw this week and hadn't seen you since your ECU days, would they notice any differences in you?
I think so. As far as pitches go, started throwing a curveball this year. I had one at times in my career at ECU, but it's mainly just been the fine tuning of my other three pitches and just really getting those exactly to a science, what we want them to do, understanding what we want them to look like, and kind of creating a more consistent pitch package for me. Um, but I would say if you saw me throw in college and then you saw me throw now, I would probably move a little differently. I think that we've kind of decreased the amount of rotation and movement that I have in my delivery and made it just more simple, much more linear. Like if you watch a guy like Garrett Cole throw, he kind of just picks up his leg and he kind of just goes down the mound as fast as he can. Some other guys rotate. Like if you watch Josh Hager throw, he rotates a lot when he throws. So understanding who I am as a pitcher, and then kind of fine tuning that delivery. But I would just say it's that delivery change has been more consistent for me. It allowed me to move more efficiently. And as far as the pitches go, we've definitely gone through a bunch of different pitch grips, but for all my pitches, but just fine tuning all four of my pitches, and still trying to do that, but just making those as consistent as possible and understanding how to pitch to guys. One of the cool things about the minor leagues is, especially this organization, like they don't call pitches for you, and they don't do a scouting report for you. They don't really, like, everything you do is on you in a sense of like game planning and scouting, and so you kind of have to play the game more than in college. You know, the coaches call the pitches for you, and there's not a whole lot of like behind the scenes meetings with players and coaches about like, hey, we gotta, go in with the fastball on this guy, and he's really bad at changeup, so you can throw a changeup to him in a, 3-0 count. He's gonna swing him, like stuff like that you don't really get in college, that you have to be really, really good at in pro ball. It's been cool to take more ownership in that side of my game, and like, if I have a bad outing, 9 times out of 10, like I didn't execute my pitch well, and it was my poor game plan and poor decision to throw this pitch in this count to this hitter. In college, a lot of the times, it's easy to point the finger and just be like, why is this coach calling slider 8 times? Or like, why can I not shake? Like, you just kind of that's kind of just how it goes, and it's frustrating, but like, it's nice that now it's a lot more on my shoulders, and everything it's my career, it's my decision, it's my, if I don't do my homework the right way and I get beat, like, I got to live with that. So,
and I will say, Josh, you did a good job of taking ownership during your time at ECU. I would ask you about a mammoth shot dropped on you, and you say, "Yep, that was a bad pitch. That was my fault." But with pitchers, in fact, we'll rehash this conversation. All the home runs you've given up, you said something like, what, 80-90% are kind of on you. The other 10%, hey, the guy just made a hell of a swing. Like, you can kind of correct some of those things.
Yeah, I mean, like, especially at this level, most of the time you give a home run, and you look at where the pitch was thrown, it's probably in a bad spot. Like anytime I do a scouting report and you can see, where a guy's hitting the ball hard, 90% of the damage is done in middle. So it's like you keep the ball in the middle of the plate, usually you're going to have a better chance of not giving up a hard hit ball. But yeah, I would say a lot of times when I give up home runs, it's just a poor pitch location, not necessarily the decision's poor, but
right.
It's like you didn't execute a pitch. And then the other probably 15% is like, all right, why this guy cannot hit a certain pitch, and we threw him the opposite pitch that he's good at hitting. That's just not being smart.
Yeah.
So,
Josh, I like asking minor league guys about this. You go from East Carolina, where it's team, it's culture, it's do whatever it takes to win, to now it's individualized. The goal is kind of for you as an individual to get better, rise rank to rank, and end up in the pinstripes with the New York Yankees. You also want to win games, obviously, but like, how's the mindset change there, where it's all about you as opposed to the team, like it was in college? You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, you want to win games, but it's about you individually getting better now.
Yeah, I'd say there's definitely a fine line between, you kind of got to look out for yourself in a lot of ways. And sometimes in college, doing what's best for the team might not be what's in your best interest as far as like hey, like, you might not be our best guy, so you're not going to play today. And you got to be okay with that as a team guy. But I will say though, like, maybe I just got super lucky, but a lot of the guys that are in this locker room right now, and a lot of the guys in this organization, like, they are team guys, and they are guys that rally around each other. And from what I've seen personally, is like, if you're always looking out for yourself, and you don't have that like team guy mindset, it's going to be really hard to, one, make it to the big leagues, because no one's going to want to be around you. And two, it's going to be really hard to stay there because no one's going to want you on their team. So,
yeah,
like, the guys that are the most successful understand what they need to do personally to take care of their business, and whatever their routine is, they stick to it. But they also know how to be a teammate, and they know how to be a guy in the locker room that guys can go to. They know how to keep it light in the locker room. They know how to go off the field and be with their guys and have fun with them. So, yeah, the minor leagues is definitely more of like a self business. I want to get to the big leagues faster than the guy next to me. But at the same time, if all I care about is me, and I'm not looking out for, the guys behind me playing defense every day, they're probably not going to try as hard when I'm pitching. They're not going to care as much to see me around the locker room. So, I understand that minor leagues is not as much like, let's go to Omaha, let's win 40 games and go to Omaha. But there still is a team aspect, which is nice to see, that I didn't think there would be just from hearing stories before I got here of what minor league baseball is like. But, I think I'm with a good group of guys that understand that team aspect is what makes going to the field 140 days in a row exciting.
Yeah, that's cool stuff. Josh Grosz joining us. We know Josh is a good teammate, and are you still feeding your teammates food? Maybe after home runs or anything like that?
Yeah.
Would you get in trouble for that these days?
No, they don't really care what goes on around here. There's no NCAA taking the fun away from baseball anymore.
There you go.
Yeah.
And Josh, you might have a new teammate tomorrow or the next day, because guys move up and down. I'm just talking actually to Jacob Jenkins Cower, going to try to get up with him. He's moving up. How about Josh Moylan? Where's Josh right now? Do you see him? Is he at a different level right now?
Yeah, he's here. He's on my team.
Oh, great. Okay, cool. That's got to be
fun.
Yeah. Another level of comfort.
It's been fun to kind of go with him. We've been together now for the last 5 years, which has been super cool to kind of go through this process together. But yeah, he's here. He's good. I think he had a slow start to probably the first month, but the last 3 weeks he's been hitting the ball well. He had a double last night, on base twice, I think. So
nice.
He's been doing good.
All right, tell him I said what's up. I need to get up with him. As you look from afar and see the Pirates struggling this year, Josh, I'm sure you can't watch them game to game, but like you see where they are in the standings and everything. I don't know. They'll pick it up, I'm sure, at some point, and it might be next year at this point. But does that make you scratch your head a little bit?
Yeah. It's hard to watch the Pirates lose for sure. I think this might be the first, if they don't go to a regional, it might be the first time since 2018 maybe?
17, yeah.
Okay. But no, look, from the outside looking in, not in the locker room, it's easy to be the biggest critic in the world, but I know what it's like to be in that locker room when the team's not doing well. And so, you kind of just got to block out the noise and go to work. I was talking with Coach Gowan actually 2 days ago, and just saying they still got a chance to win the conference tournament, and that might be their foot in the door. But yeah, it's definitely tough watching them struggle. I'm sure it's tough on them, because they're struggling. They're the ones wearing the jersey that have to go through that. But yeah, maybe, I don't know if it's next year or if they can turn around this year, but I got faith in the coaches and in the program that they'll figure it out. And they usually do. They're pretty consistent at losing a lot of guys, and then the next year getting the same result in a positive way. So I'm confident that CG and the staff will figure it out.
Josh, I meant to ask you this earlier. You're talking about kind of the difference in your game now between now and when you were at East Carolina. But I don't know exactly how it went with you, but we had a lot of changes with the pitching coach, from Roselle to Dietrich to Austin Knight. So I'm thinking you at least had two there, and then now everybody that you've dealt with in professional baseball, that could be a benefit, taking something from everybody. It could be a detriment where this guy wanted you to do this guy wants you to do this. So how have you come out with a positive with different pitching coaches in your baseball life and trying to maybe take the best from everybody you encounter? Is that kind of the goal?
Yeah, I mean, so like Coach Roselle recruited me at high school, and then once I committed, he left like I think a month later, and then obviously I had Dietrich, which was awesome my freshman year. We still keep in touch, and we're pretty close. And then Coach Knight, we're pretty tight. Actually, my pitching coach in high A and Coach Dietrich are pretty good friends. They coach together in California, but yeah, I mean, I think the way to go about it, there's two ways you can go about it. There's one way is I don't really know you that well. I don't really want to hear what you have to say. I know what works for me.
Right.
I'm gonna let it ride. And then the other thing is kind of trying to be a sponge, and to take one thing, take two things, take as much as you can from everyone you're around. If you trust them, like obviously if you got a coach, which happens sometimes that you don't like as much as the previous guy or someone you've had in the past, like maybe you don't take as much from them, but there's still probably, no one has it all. So there's definitely something you could probably take from that guy as well. But there's definitely a fine line between like, I'm going to hear what you have to say and I'm going to try it out. But at this level, like I said, it's my career. So if I don't like this or I don't think it's going to work, like I'm not going to do it. But I'm going to try it at least. I'm not going to just be like, no, like this is wrong. You know what you're talking about. But yeah, I would say, because I mean, I've had three pitching coaches last year from spring training to high A to double A to low A. Actually, that's four. And then this year, I've been with my high A coach in spring training, and he's great. But yeah, so like, there's definitely not a right way or wrong way to go about it. I try to go about it as just be a sponge, listen to the guys around you, especially when you find a guy that you do trust. You might take more. You might want to pick his brain more than maybe the guy that you don't necessarily love. But when you find a guy that you like, you definitely want to spend as much time around him as you can, because, like you said, you might not be around him for tomorrow. So you kind of want to learn as much as you can in a short amount of time as possible, because at the end of the day, you might find a guy, like, for example, my low A pitching coach last year, probably one of the best pitching coaches, if not the best I've ever had. Not a knock on anyone else. He was just unbelievable. And now he's in the big leagues with the Yankees. So like, I can't call him on Wednesday and be like, hey, I got a question for you, because like he's got bigger issues to deal with, so like, but he taught me kind of what we're talking about now is be your own best coach. You got to know your strengths. You got to know your weaknesses. You got to know what makes you good and successful. And then just for the rest of your career, however long that may be really good at fine tuning that. And so I think that, taking it little bits and pieces wherever you go, if it's other players, if it's other coaches, and just trying to continue to craft what you got until you can get to the top.
Awesome. Yeah, well said. Josh Grosz joining us. Josh, one more and we'll let you go. How the hell is the ECU shortstop from a few years ago closing out games for the Rockies? Like, what's going on there?
I don't know. I mean, Zach and I are pretty good buddies, and we talk quite a bit, but it is kind of crazy to see him in the big leagues. And my roommate actually right now in Hudson Valley is Tomas Frick. He's the catcher from UNC when I was there.
Yeah.
And we were watching the other day on the road. We were watching the Wheels YouTube highlight from the Texas Super Regional Game 1, and I kind of forgot Zach closed that out, and so I saw him on the mound, and I was like, that guy just went from playing 8 innings at shortstop to then throwing 96 on the mound in like the biggest game in ECU history, arguably. And I mean he's had an unbelievable minor league career, unbelievable college career, but great minor league career, especially as a guy that didn't throw a whole lot in college on the mound, to turn it around pretty quickly and figure it out and excel through the system that fast is pretty impressive. But he's always been a competitor, and so you know that he's going to give you your all when he's out there. But it is pretty cool to see him on the big stage at such a young age and at a pretty fast pace to get up there.
Man, yeah, it's been fun to watch and great to keep up with all you guys, man. Josh, it's good to reconnect with you. Really enjoyed having you for a season. Join us at Pirate Radio. Really got to enjoy your kind of dry sense of humor, your personality, and you haven't changed, so I'm glad to see that. So, yeah, we're all pulling for you here, man. Keep up the good work, and we'll do it again down the road, but appreciate you joining us today, Josh.
Sounds good, man. Thank you.